Hi everyone, welcome to Research MD. This is Dr. Pramil. I work as a Chief Medical Officer in the United States, also an Associate Professor of Medicine in one of the large medical schools in the United States. Today, we're going to look at how does cinnamon decrease the blood sugar level, okay? This is scientifically proven. Cinnamon can decrease your blood sugar by 24%. You can do, I think there's a meta-analysis of all the randomized control studies that it's proven fact that cinnamon can decrease your blood sugar by 24%. So today, we're going to look at it, the role of cinnamon and how does it help to decrease the blood sugar. Okay, so we have an understanding. And remember, cinnamon is very common in alternative medicine, especially in Ayurvedic medicine. There's a lot of benefits they describe it in Chinese and Indian medicine. I remember growing in India as a kid. We used to go and find a cinnamon tree and take a small knife and cut the peel off the skin and then eat. And that's like a big thing when I was growing up. Okay, so today let's start our presentation. See how does cinnamon decrease the blood sugar. Before that, we need to understand our goal. We don't want any sugar in our blood. Okay, that's why when you draw blood, your blood sugar is like 300, 400 and all that. You want the blood go into you want the glucose to enter into the cell. That should be the goal of every medication or everything you need to take to decrease your blood sugar level. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that. So your goal is to make sure the glucose goes into the cell, okay, not into the blood. So let's see what happens. So cinnamon, you take cinnamon, it goes into the white adipose tissue, the fat tissue, okay? There's this peroxisome proliferated activator receptor alpha called PPR alpha, it acts on it, and then it decreases insulin resistance. That's the word we need to know. To get very good blood sugar control, you need insulin to act, okay? But a lot of times, a lot of us have this insulin resistance. If we don't have insulin, the glucose is not going to enter into the cell. So in this thing, they decrease the insulin resistance. So insulin is going to go help glucose to enter the cell. Always remember that, okay? So once it goes into the cell, it's not going to stay in the blood, right? So when you measure your blood sugar, it is usually low. Become, low, better control of blood sugar is probably the better word. Now, let's look at the other mechanism. There's like 6 steps actually, 5 steps. First, cinnamon also delays gastric emptying, okay? So it doesn't get absorbed too much into the blood. Inhibit pancreatic amylase, and it also inhibition of glucosidase, which is an enzyme breaking down glucose, and also it enhances insulin receptor phosphorylation. So the next step is there's glucose transport for receptor synthesis, and that helps in the glucose transporter 4 membrane translocation, which increases pyruvate kinase and reduce phosphoenol carboxykinase. And the end product, what happens is it increases glycogen synthesis. So your glucose is stored inside the cell. Okay, it's not going to go into the blood, so it's stored as a glycogen in the cell, and they can use it kind of later on and all that. So this step, these are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to make the glucose into glycogen. Okay. We also, in the liver, I think I forgot to mention that. In the liver, there's another step called peroxisome proliferative activator receptor gamma, work with the lipoprotein lipase, and increase glucotransporter 4, and then it also decreases the insulin resistance. Okay? So these are the 3 major mechanisms. We talk about first the action on adipose tissues, right? And goes up here, decrease insulin resistance. Then you look at the liver, what happened? This peroxisome proliferator enzyme, lipoprotein lipase, all of this decreases insulin resistance. That's the word. And then we come up here, You got 5 steps. First, it delays gastric emptying, inhibit pancreatic amylase, inhibition of glucosidase, enhances the insulin receptor phosphorylation, and then this happening in the cell like glucose transporter 4 receptor synthesis, GLUT4 membrane translocation, increases pyruvate kinase, reduces phosphoenol carboxy kinase. The main thing we're looking for, increased glycogen synthesis. Okay, so again, the bottom line, all of this thing kind of make cinnamon, make the glucose enter into the cell so all the activities can happen. Okay, that's why, my friends, cinnamon decreases your blood sugar level. Okay, studies again have shown that 24% of reduction can happen. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with another presentation. God bless.